I've been thinking a lot about the idea of choice and perseverance in the face of hardship, and I'm finding Joseph's story so relevant for me in this line of thinking. What does it look like for God to use our persevering and surviving through the unfamiliar and hard moments? Now, our core story today is that of Joseph's encounter with Potiphar's wife. Though I will make mention to the other parts of Joseph's story, Joseph seems to have this interconnected Marvel movie thing going for the last 20 chapters of Genesis, which is really cool and really thematically relevant to each other. In our everyday interactions, these moments come with the opportunity of choice for action. At times, there can be an easy choice with minimal risk, sure. But other times, the choices presented to us by life place us firmly between a rock and a hard place. Even when we make what we believe in our hearts to be the right choice, life still does its messy thing with the outcome. Usually we're not even seeking out to make a choice. Life just kind of forces us into this position where we need to trust our best judgment and hope, but also trust in the path of the outcome. In today's passage, we see Joseph faced with choice, caught out in the face of temptation and opportunity with Potiphar's wife. Joseph here is placed in a terrible position. Give in to the proposition made towards him or run away, choosing the more honourable path. Joseph honestly could have given in to this. Sold by his family, forced into the scary and unfamiliar, he's garnered such favour with the king's guard. What could possibly go wrong to just give in and take something for himself? We see Joseph choose the option that honours his Lord, running the other direction, escaping any opportunity for wrongdoing in his eyes or the eyes of the Lord. Joseph chose the option that was the most right in his heart of heart, in his gut, that honours his convictions. In doing so, Potiphar's wife has what she needs to throw Joseph under the bus. Much like for Joseph's brothers who were angry at the prospect of Joseph ruling them earlier in Genesis, Joseph is now a loose end for Potiphar's wife, a chance for things to turn sideways for her. So she proverbially sells out Joseph in favour of keeping her own status in the narrative. Exploring the surrounding narrative of Joseph's story, I sensed a pattern. Joseph tended to encounter hardship by the hands of others. Joseph is living a life that seems to be propelled by purpose and dreams, and at each moment designed to propel Joseph towards his eventual place of power in Egypt. Hardship and uncertainty faces him. Joseph, in his heart of heart, makes the right choice, acknowledging his dreams, which leads to his being sold, declining advances from Potiphar's wife, which leads to his place in the jails of Egypt for years. Psalm 105 mentions they shackled his feet with fetters and clamped an iron collar around his neck. In times of personal hardship, it's easy to lose hope, to lose faith, to genuinely feel like the Lord is not with us. How can they be with us? Is this what it looks like for the Lord to be with us? I know if I'm ever in an unfamiliar situation thrust upon me, a time of lost trust or pain, the fear I experience is like that of feeling stuck in quicksand or like being knee-deep in thick snow. Even with the support of others and self-care and all those important bits, the stuck feeling is real and so important to feel. In exploring Joseph's story, the more I find a relationship between hardship, choice, and hope. Through his story, we are told the Lord is with Joseph. The Lord is with Joseph through his dreams, by his own interpretation. He gets sold off into Egypt and he gets placed into the stead of Potiphar. The Lord is with Joseph as he finds favour with Potiphar and rises in his household. Then again, in an almost circular manner, In the same chapter, we have found the Lord is with Joseph again, as he is in the prison and finds favour with the chief jailer, placing Joseph in a new position of respect within the jail. In the uncertainty, Joseph doesn't lose hope. Uncertainty and hardship can be an opportunity for choice and hope. Joseph trusts what God is going to do with the situation. And through God being with Joseph, we find him in the renewed positions of respect in his context. Yeah, being respected in a prison may not be the ideal when he was previously in charge of Potiphar's estate, but God uses the situation to get Joseph to where he needs to be, to where he will be in a higher place in Egypt and could get his estranged family a place to live and survive, and his father a place to comfortably pass. In uncertainty, God and life, they give us opportunities to make a choice, to trust in the outcome, a future that God may move us into, or to react, give in to temptations, give in to stress, anger, pride. This isn't to say at all to just sit and do nothing. Life will give us some terrible moments, and self-care is important, and looking after others is important. And learning and growing is important, whatever that looks like for you in your circumstance. Joseph wasn't passive, but he made choices that showed his trusting in the plan of the situation. Reactive, but trusting.